Talking to debt collectors when being harassed for debt. A Periscope Scope by Ken Joubert at yourlegalagot.com. It is brought to you by Ken Joubert at yourlegalagot.com. Your advantage if you are being sued by debt collectors. The following is a Periscope Scope. You can follow us on Twitter and Periscope to hear these live and to ask questions live. We will, in general, try to keep the length of these scopes to 5 minutes or less. Find us on Twitter or Periscope at Your Legal Leg Up or search #YLLU. Hi, everybody. Let's see now. This is Ken Joubert at Your Legal Leg Up. Yes, to you. Okay, so today we're talking about debt collectors, what to say when you get a call from them, what not to say when you get a call from them. And that's really important because I get a lot of people who come to my office or who come to our website, and what they want to do is protect their rights, of course, but they've been talking to debt collectors, and a lot of times when you do that, you help other people do their job against you and take your money away from you. Okay, so first of all, Your Legal Leg Up is a website and company that helps people who are being harassed or sued, threatened by debt collectors. Our goal is to help you defend your rights and yourself, protect what you've got from the debt collectors without having to hire a lawyer. Okay, now let's just take very briefly what debt collectors are and who they are. So we're not gonna use the distinction that a lot of whether the law uses regarding debt collectors, who they are and what they do. In the law, a debt collector is anybody who didn't originally get the debt from you, and we use that to an extent, but we're not going to draw a distinction between original creditors, debt collectors who work for original creditors or not. Debt collectors are people who, for some reason, have a debt that they're trying to, make you pay. Okay, so that's who we're dealing with now. Their job, very simply, is to get you to pay. They're not interested in your circumstances. They're not interested in why you aren't paying, why you can't pay. They might let you talk about it. They might, get you to talk about it, but that is not their purpose, and believe me, they don't care about it. All they want is your money, and in exchange for your money, this is how you know a debt collector. In exchange for your money, they aren't going to give you any product. They're not going to give you anything other than the fact that they'll stop harassing you. Okay, so that's a debt collector. They want it fast. They're trained to push you for commitments, and they have no real power to help you out. So those are all crucial things for you to remember. So let's talk about what you should say to debt collectors. And so first of all, let me tell you that any kind of question that you ask is always a good idea. Okay, you can never ask too many questions of debt collectors. You're not admitting anything by asking questions. You don't confess that there's a correct debt or anything like that when you ask a question. All you're doing is asking them for information, and when you do that, you're not giving them anything. Okay, that's a vital thing. So you should ask them for the name. Ask them for their individual name, the debt collector who's actually calling you. Ask them for the company that they're representing. Ask them what company they're in. Get information regarding how to get back to them. So their phone number. Now, a lot of that stuff that they're going to give you, if they give you anything at all, it's not going to be real information. It's not going to be true or anything, but that's okay. You ask it, and you'll find as you start asking questions that you can take some control over the thing. Okay, so that's kind of where we want you to go with this. Now, keep a log of what they tell you. So write notes down, and you can tell them that you're going to tape record the conversation, that you're going to record their conversation. And they can't stop you, they can't tell you that you can't do it or anything like that. You have the right to record the thing. I would tell them before I do that so that they know. Okay? Now, you can ask them anything. It never hurts to ask them anything. Now, um, let's just basically say what it is that you're not supposed to say. Okay? Now, what they're trained to do is to get commitments from you, to get money, or to get information that will hurt you later. Okay? So, what you should not do is admit owing any money. Don't admit that the debt is yours, even if it obviously is. Okay? Just don't admit that, because the biggest problem debt collectors ever have is proving that you owe the debt. Okay? Even though you would think that that might be obvious, but it's not, because they have to follow rules, and those rules make it difficult for them. So don't ease them up. Don't tell them the location of your job, your employer, your bank account. Don't tell them anything that they don't already know, and don't confirm anything that they do know. So you're not going to give them any information at all. Now, this is not for people who have a check that's covered, you got the money in the bank and the check is in the mail. If it literally is that way, then, you don't have the same problem. But if any other situation where you have debt collectors calling you, most of the people who come to this site and to us are, not in the boat where they have money in the bank and are ready to pay it. But if you are, you can treat them as you would a normal call. But if you're not in that situation, then you don't want to give them any of the stuff that they need. You don't update, verify, offer them anything. Don't tell them you've made payments before. Don't tell them you haven't made payments before, or any reason you haven't made payments before. They don't care about your circumstances. All you do when you talk about that stuff, is you give somebody up the line a little bit more information so that they have an easier time suing you if they get to. And here's a principle that I want you to understand. The easier you make it, or the more likely you make it for them to win if they sue you, the more likely they are to sue you. Okay? So, they can't help you in any way. They don't have the power, really, to make any kind of deal with you. They don't have the power to sue you or to do anything at all. All they have the power to do is to get you to make an agreement to write a check. Okay? So you must be aware of that. Now, once you have received all the information that you want from them, their name, their location, a callback number, who the company is, what the debt is. You probably want to know what the debt is made up of, whether it's interest, or whether you'll be surprised how much they know and how much they don't know, because really they normally don't know any of that stuff. But ask them. You will feel the control coming back to you. And when you feel that control coming back to you, then you begin to start feeling the power that you need to. And then when you've gotten from them everything you need, it's easy. You just hang up. That's when the call ends, is when you are ready. Because these guys, their job is to bug you into giving the money, and calling them names or fighting with them in any way is only temporarily satisfying to you. Mostly what it does is it wears you out over time. Okay, so you're not going to want to do that. You're just going to want to get the information and then hang up. Okay? Now, we have stuff that can make them leave you alone if that's what you want. So let me get back to telling you who we are. We're Your Legal Leg Up. It's a website where we offer a great deal of information to people who are dealing with debt collectors. We can help you make them, stop calling you if that's what you want to do. We can help you prepare if anybody looks like they're going to go further, and if they're suing you, we can help you defend yourself. So that's who we are. Check us out at yourlegallegup.com, and in our next scope, we'll talk about maybe a question of evidence, or I'll make an announcement about what we're going to do, okay? Thank you very much. And this was the first of these things. I'm sure we'll get better. Please like this video, comment, and share it with others, as these things help other people find our materials. yourlegallegup.com